I'm going to talk about the relationship between body composition parameters and fluorouracil pharmacokinetics. I have divided my sessions into three sections. Firstly, I'll talk about the aims and introduction. Secondly, I'll discuss about the methods which were performed. And thirdly, I'll talk about the statistical analysis and my results. And I'll end up with the conclusion. Let's start with the introduction. Fluorouracil is the drug which is used for the tumors, but with the combination with leucovorin, it is used for the colorectal cancer. The relationship between the pharmacokinetics and body composition parameters was mainly studied is the aim of my study. The AUC and the fluorouracil toxicity was mainly discussed. The weak relationship between the sex, age, and DPT was known. DPT is the dihydropyrimidine dehydrogenase. In 80% of the drug is eliminated from the body when fluorouracil was given intravenously into the patient. The reductive metabolism was done by DPT, which is an enzyme. The another thing which was noticed was after the prolonged IV infusion into the patient, the extrahepatic tissue metabolism was noticed by the exudate level into the blood, liver flow, and the cardiac output. Therefore, we can say that fluorouracil clearance and volume of distribution was totally dependent on the body cell mass, total body water, and fat-free mass. So these are the body composition parameters that we are going to study. But still, the inter-individual variability was quite obvious in all the patients. Let's start with the method. Mainly, the method was done on the patient. 34 patients were taken, males and the females, both. The patients were diagnosed with the colorectal cancer. The hydration status of the patients was quite normal, and the therapy started within the 4 to 5 weeks for 6 consecutive cycles. The recording of the demographic characters was noticed. The second method was BIA, that is bioelectrical impedance analysis. This is a basic technique in which, basically it is a non-invasive technique in which the reactance and resistance is noted for the body composition parameters. 2 types of electrodes are used in this technique, such as current introducing and voltage sensing. The HPLC method was also used. For the pharmacokinetic measurements, the assigned information criterion was used mainly. Let's move on to the statistical analysis. The table 1 shows the main demographic features of the patient, like age, body weight, body surface area, total body weight, as well as fat-free mass and body cell mass. We can elucidate that there was no significant difference between the mean age and BCM between the males and the females. The another thing we can elucidate from the graph is the total body weight, FFM, but not BCM, showed a smaller percentage of body weight in females. This is because the females had lower body weight, body surface area, and body cell mass when compared to the males. The second table shows that none of the parameters differed in males and females, except the dose, which was quite low in female when compared to the males. When the regression analysis was done on this set, it was known that there was no significant difference between males and females. Here on the x-axis, we have taken the BSA, body weight, and body cell mass. And on the y-axis, we have taken the fluorouracil pharmacokinetics, such as clearance and volume of distribution. When the regression analysis was done on the basis of total body weight and fat-free mass, we have noticed that there was a significant difference between male and female. Like female showed a greater y-intercept when compared to the male. That is because the conclusion is the pharmacokinetics of fluorouracil are better predicted by FSM and TBW. That is, fat-free mass and total body water was correlated with clearance and volume of distribution respectively. The body size also played a minor role in explaining the correlationship. The other thing which was concluded was the volume of distribution was the best predictor of